The Hulkster makes his way to the ring, but he has a surprise waiting for him. Seems very familiar to Hogan. No holds barred familiar as Zeus stands in the way of Hogan from entering the cage. And Zeus kicks back at Hogan, but Hogan tried to take down Zeus, but Zeus just continuing to pound away on the Hulkster. And Hogan left laying there. And this matchup will get underway when we return. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday night's main event. Before we went to commercial break, it was Hulk Hogan making his way to the ring, but Zeus was right there to meet him, as Zeus and him have quite the differences. Almost went no holds barred, if you will, but Slick made sure that there was that extra trick up the sleeve to give the upper hand to his client, Big Boss Man. Ripping off the shirt of the Hulkster, now using Hogan's own shirt against him. As this match is officially underway. The Boss Man has the perfect advantage right now. Hogan laid out before this what will probably be a brutal cage match. The ring surrounded by those vicious, unrelenting steel bars, unforgiving. Hogan's countered and sent Boss Man in the corner in a clothesline. Now it's Hogan's turn to change the pace of this brawl. Hogan, who was looking to send Boss Man into the cage, Boss Man blocked it, knowing that he was in deep trouble. And a big boot lays out Boss Man. The official there for one thing and one thing only, to see one of these two men escape the cage via door or over the cage. First person to touch their feet will be victorious and will be the World Wrestling Federation champion. Hulk Hogan, the current World Wrestling Federation champion. Big Boss Man had a plan all laid out with Slick and with Zeus to give him a better shot at capturing the title. And what a blow. That'll surely knock the wind out. That surely knocked the wind out of the Hulkster. Boss Man called for the door to be open as Hebner, the official, opened the door, but Hogan crawls his way to pick the ankle of Boss Man to prevent the escape. And referee Earl Hebner goes right back to closing the door. Hulkster went off the ropes, but gets laid out by Boss Man with an almost spine buster. The Big Boss Man now looking to make his attempt. First he tried the door, but now going to make his attempt at escaping over the cage. And he's almost there. Hogan's going to have to move a lot quicker because Boss Man's already got his fade over. Hogan's about to lose the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Hogan, who's reaching through. And Hogan's pulling Boss Man back up. If I were Boss Man, I would have just dropped all my weight. Hogan, who was choking Boss Man with a steel. Uh-oh, this could be absolutely devastating. What a massive superplex. Both stars off the cage, crash and burn into the mat. This, what an absolute turn of events in this match. With neither man moving, the door is open wide for one of these two men to take the upper hand on of this match. Hogan, who connected the superplex on Big Boss Man, but laid out much like Boss Man. I really don't know who got the worst of that one. Meanwhile, the official, Hebner, going to check on these two. Hebner. Both men are absolutely toast right now. I mean, they're both down. This would be a rough loss for Boss Man if these just a tough match in general. A tough ending if both of these men get counted out. In this high impact, high intensity world title match here on Saturday night's main event. But Hogan sits up and starts to move, and he starts to crawl. Hogan scratching and clawing for the door. And Hogan slowly inching closer and closer to the door, but Boss Man is there. Hogan is so close. It doesn't matter if Hogan's hand touches the floor. Both of those feet have to touch. Hogan, who raked the eyes of Boss Man. And what a clothesline, nearly decapitating the Hulkster. What a way to cut off the Hulkster. What did Slick just throw into the ring? I don't know what it is. It's got a chain, it seems. Some sort of chain. And the chain around the neck of Hogan. It's all legal. Slick can't go in the ring, but he can certainly introduce some things. Boss Man's body showing all of the effects of all the damage that this cage has to offer, and so much more. Kill shot coming in with a steel-loaded fist. Oh, but gets blocked. Hogan blocks it and fights back with fists of his own. Boss Man went to send Hogan in the cage, but Hogan blocked it. But both men hit the cage. And once again, both men went down. Boss Man heading for the door. Hogan making sure it doesn't happen. Now Hogan unloading as he repeatedly sent Boss Man's head into that top turnbuckle. Uh-oh. Now it's Hogan who's got the steel chain. It's time for payback. What a massive steel-loaded right. Slick introduced it. It's all fair game. Slick was giving it to Boss Man, and Boss Man was going to use it. So you know what? Hogan should use it. Hogan sending Boss Man hard in the cage, back and forth, one side to the next. And the Boss Man's been laid out. And there comes the patented leg drop from Hogan. The only thing that's left for Hulk Hogan is to escape the cage. Meanwhile, Slick ran the official into the post. Slick going after Hogan. This manager, Slick, doing everything he can to keep Big Boss Man in contention. Oh, that's gonna hurt the family jewels. Hogan. Now that's that chain. You introduced it. You reap what you sow. Big Boss Man's been handcuffed to the ropes. There is no way out. Boss Man handcuffed. Hogan's going to have to get down as quickly as possible. And he does. Hogan's victorious. Hulk Hogan touched the floor first and sent Boss Man into the cage on the outside. But look who's all alone. Hulk Hogan may have retained his world championship here on Saturday night's main event, but there sure is a world of hurt awaiting for the Slick Man. He tried to be slick and escape, but you can't outfool the Hulkster. Especially not on this night. And Slick gets sent for a ride into the cage. Boss Man who pulls out the Slickster out. Slickster was laid out by the Hulkster, but saved by Boss Man. And there is your champion, and still the World Wrestling Federation champion, Hulk Hogan. Let's take a look at this one more time. That massive superplex that seemed to be what could have been the end of it. Another look at this massive superplex. Both superstars crashed hard into the mat. A massive turning point in the match. But nonetheless, Hogan has survived, and now he celebrates with that cap that belongs to the Slick Man. The capacity crowd, absolutely electric, as Hulkamania is running wild and running strong here on Saturday night's main event. Congratulations to Hulk Hogan.